Anyway, here now with reaction. He is the host of the Stephen A. Smith Show. Stephen A., I hate to do this. I've got to compliment you. I really do. I hate to start an interview in a nice way, but you did a great job, and you're honest, and you're asking the right questions. Here's the problem with Jake. We started reporting on this show in 2019, Joe's cognitive decline. You watch my show. We played tape after tape after tape after tape after tape. Anybody with eyes to see knew. He didn't cover it. He excoriated Laura Trump. His network didn't cover it. And now he's making money off the deal. Reaction.
Well, first of all, he apologized for it. He said he called Laura Trump to apologize, which obviously she deserved. Okay, that's fine. And I'm not here to defend Jake Tapper. I don't know him. I've met him a couple of times. I've been interviewed by him a couple of times. I interviewed him yesterday on my show, and that's as far as our relationship goes. But you guys who are aficionados in the political stratosphere are more apt to question and to judge accordingly. And I'm not here to refute that. What I would say to you, however, is that I don't cover politics. I was covering sports, and 2 years before the election, almost 2 years before the election, I was pointing the finger at Joe Biden and what I saw. To me, if you had two eyes and you could see, you saw what the hell was going on here. You saw debilitation kicking in. You saw, not incapacitated, but pretty damn close. He just didn't seem like himself. And you knew something was fishy was going on. And I think that right now, as everybody looks to Jake Tapper and Alex Thompson and their book, Original Sin, I think the biggest thing to peel from that are the culprits within the Democratic Party who knew about the cognitive decline far more up close than you, myself, or many, many other American citizens knew. And they were not only complicit, but were willing to circumvent the Constitution of the United States. They were willing to shove aside the wishes of American voters. They understood what the system entails. They wanted to bypass a primary. They wanted to bypass elements of the democratic process in order to ensure that their guy was in office instead of Donald Trump. And to me, when you've walked around as a party labeling Donald Trump an existential threat for years, and then a book comes out detailing how several people within the administration and within the Democratic Party may have been guilty of this instead of Trump, I find that to be incredibly alarming, and it's something. Usually, I'm getting on you for how dogged you are and relentless and persistent you are with your takes on the Democratic Party, Sean. But you will not get a dissenting word from me. I think hell needs to rain down upon anybody that was complicit involved in anything.
You can say it. You could say Sean Hannity was right,
Hold on. First of all, welcome back to the States. I know you overseas. You're sitting there chilling and having a good time for a little while. But now that you're back talking to me, let's be very, very clear.
I gave you time to talk. You whine and bitch and moan if I don't give you time.
Watch your language. You don't need to use that language over the national airways on primetime television.
Yeah, I actually do.
The point I'm making to you, Sean, is this. What exactly is it that you were right about? Tell me what you want me to say that you were right about, and I'll tell you if you're right.
I was right about Joe Biden's cognitive decline. I was also right about go back and look at Fake Jake and his coverage of the Russia hoax with the dirty Russian disinformation dossier that Hillary Clinton paid for that was totally debunked. Watch his coverage. Go back and watch it. Watch his coverage or lack thereof of FISA abuse that used the bulk of information to lie to FISA judges. They use that dirty dossier. Look at the double standard of coverage when it comes to top secret classified information. Mar-a-Lago gets raided. 4 locations of Joe Biden. Hillary Clinton bleach pit and hammers and SIM cards removed. Look at the double standard, the ridiculous valuation of Mar-a-Lago. Look at the Letitia James, Alvin Bragg connection. Let's run on a policy of we're going to get Trump. And nobody said a word on these networks. They're going to write books and make money on that next? Because they all lied.
Couple of things. Number one, nobody's in a position to refute a single word you just uttered. I certainly am not just because I don't know the intimate details of everything, but you do, and many, many others who cover this for a living have, and they detail folks on the right detailed it just the same way you did, just not as relentlessly, not as consistently, and they weren't first the way that you were on many of those occasions. So kudos to you when you bring that stuff up. Hold on. No, I'm talking about the people on the right. I was talking about the folks on the right. I said, secondly, no need to call them fake Jake. Just sit up there and say you're Sean Hannity and you're number one and they're not. It's just that simple. No need to engage in name calling. Don't do that. Number to stop that.
He's fake.
Number three. Here's the deal. Unfortunately, Sean, and listen, you have to confess to this. If you are a conservative, you're going to lean towards favoring them and not favoring the left, and the left is going to be lean towards favoring the left as opposed to the right. That's one of the things that people lament.
I have a history of calling out Republicans that I can give you a laundry list of that, and I'm going to give you another example. I was right about Richard Jewell. I was right about Duke lacrosse. I was right about UVA. I was right about Ferguson, Missouri. I was right about Freddie Gray in Baltimore.
You were right
and
about
they were all
things.
wrong, and they all rushed to judgment. We have a problem. Although the problem's going away because nobody believed them in the election.